If you injure your leg, for example, you sprain your ankle or you hurt your knee, then obviously during the healing process, your knee, your leg will be painful. However, have you considered that this means that your other non-injured leg will be doing a lot more work to support you during the process, particularly if you have to wear a boot to support your ankle or use a stick or a crutch to support your leg, for example. So during this period, with the non-injured leg doing a lot more work, it means that the muscles and the fascia can start to develop restrictions, and this can create an imbalance in your body. And the imbalance and restrictions can linger much longer than the injury and way after it has healed. And so what can happen then is that these can start to contribute to chronic pain, which you may feel in one leg or the other leg or both legs, and this can persist for a long time. One way of helping to release some of these restrictions is to do self-help myofascial exercises. And in this video, we share a couple of these exercises that are very simple and can help to release fascial restrictions that may be contributing to the pain you're feeling even after your leg injury has healed. In this exercise, I'm going to use a myofascial ball to work on the sole of my foot. So I'm going to place the ball on the floor, and then I'm going to place my foot on the ball. So just allowing time for the tissues of my foot to start to relax around the ball. Remembering, as with all things myofascial, you need to be in one position for a couple of minutes to allow the fascia time to start to release and let go. With the sole of your foot, as you have the pressure here, you can actually start to very slowly roll your foot over the ball, really slowly, and waiting for any areas that may feel tender or tight, and you can wait on these and allow them to start to release. This exercise is really good for anybody who has plantar fasciitis, so that is pain that's felt in the sole of your foot or in the heel, as some of the problems can be coming from the tissues themselves, even though some can actually also be coming from your calves as well. But by releasing the tissues, it's allowing the pressure to come off the sole of your foot. And so you can roll your foot gradually so that you're working more on the heel or more on the arch of your foot or the outside of the sole or even back towards your toes. So whatever works for you in terms of finding areas that feel tight and sore, and just allowing these to slowly start to release and relax. You can also do this exercise standing, and I'll show you that for the other foot. You can also do this exercise as a standing exercise, and for this I'm going to place the ball on the floor, and then I'm just going to place my foot on the ball. Again, I'm just allowing time for the tissues to start to release and for me to get a sense of the tissues softening around the ball. And I can also very slowly roll my foot over the ball. And when I find an area that feels tight or tender, I can wait there for a couple of minutes for things to start to release and let go. So when you're standing, you find that you can use a bit more pressure on your feet because your body is just leaning into the tissues. And so this may be better for you, or some people may find that the seated version is more comfortable or easier for them to do. Whichever version you do is fine. It's mainly a question of using really slow, gradual movement over the ball and waiting when you find an area that feels tight and tender, and allowing that just time to release and soften. So really good for people who have plantar fasciitis or people who just get tired, sore feet. Sometimes if you've been working, standing up for long periods of time, your feet can just feel a bit sore. And this is a nice way of helping them to relax. And by doing this, you're helping the whole of the rest of your body to help relax as well. There are lots of nerve endings in your feet which transmit to all different areas of your body. So this can just help to start to loosen things throughout your body. A really nice exercise to do. In this exercise, we're going to do a stretch for the back of the legs. To do this, you can use a step. I'm going to use this exercise step here, but at home you could use your staircase or an outside step. So stand on the step with your feet hanging off the back of the step, and then just allow your heels to drop down. It's a good idea to have yourself supported either by the wall, for example in my case, or by your banister, so that you don't feel that you're losing your balance while you do this. So you can also do this with shoes on. It doesn't have to be with bare feet, and many people find it's much easier if they do this with their shoes on. The main thing is to allow your legs to go heavy so that you can feel your heels dropping down. And this will start to create a stretch in the back line of your body. So going all the way from the soles of your feet, round your heels, up into your ankles, your calves, backs of your knees, backs of your thighs, and even up into your glutes here. This is a great stretch to do for anybody who has any issues with the back of their legs. So for example, anybody who's had a thigh strain, people with knee problems, people with tight calves and calf pain, if you've had an injury to your calf or to your Achilles tendon, and people who have plantar fasciitis, so pain in the soles of their feet. For many people, plantar fasciitis is actually caused by tension in their calves and their hamstrings, but it is felt in their feet. So this is a good way of stretching everything out. If you'd like a deeper stretch, then you can stretch one leg at a time. So to do this, keep one leg straight and bend the other knee. And this will drop your weight into the straight leg, and you'll feel more of a stretch coming down into the back of this leg. So as with all myofascial stretches, as long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then it will be allowing time for the fascia, the muscles, the tissues to be starting to release and let go. And you can feel what the stretch is doing, so you can vary the depth of stretch, particularly if you're doing this with just one leg at a time. And you can swap to the other leg once you've done at least a couple of minutes on one side. Or if this feels too much for you, you just stretch both legs at the same time.